Hi, Max Kay here, standing in for Gary Mitchell, or as you know him, Mitch. Of course, he's known by other aliases as well. The Greek Stallion, the Justin Bieber of the Blue Rinse set. Mitch is resting tonight. He's been on a Scotch whisky diet. He's lost 5 days already. Tonight on Sweet and Sour, some unusual letters. Our first one from a worried father who is the father of an academic family. And he is worried about his black sheep daughter, who is completely self-indulgent and into the me culture. And not me culture, her culture. And he wants to bring her back into the fold and make her an academic too. And our second letter is a very weird one. This is the couple who have lived together for 7 years, and then he goes out and he buys a new house so that they can eventually get married, and they live apart for a little while. They still go out together at nights, they still sleep together at nights, and they want children, but they want to still live apart. And Brenda, the wife, or the woman, asked, is this all right? Of course it's all right if you never want to get married, I think. And then our final letter. Are we breeding an antisocial robot civilization? What does that mean? Every time she meets an old friend, she says hi, and the friend just walks past without making eye contact. In fact, this happens with all our friends. I think you should get a new deodorant. All these and more will be decided by our very sagely panel tonight on Sweet and Sour.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour. It's time for Sweet and Sour.
Hi, welcome to Sweet and Sour. How wonderful. Very soon I'm going to introduce you to our sagely panel. The only thing was they didn't know what sagely was. I could have said our panel of idiots or our panel of morons or anything like that, but they're not. They're very, very nice people. I'm going to introduce you to them now. And here is Clinton White. Hello, Clinton.
Hi, mate. How are you? Good
How
evening.
are you?
Good.
And Clinton White is an MC. That means Master of Ceremonies. Yes, and tell me something about you, Clinton.
Tell me something about you. MC, I work with the dinner singer in Perth.
Yes.
Doing weddings and corporate events around the place. So yeah,
Wonderful.
bit of fun. Bit
Good.
of fun.
Enjoy it.
Love it. Love it.
Stacey Snooks, we all know Stacey Snooks. She's been around for years. Well, no, of course.
Not that long.
Not long, but you've been around. So what's happening with you, Stacey?
Well, I've had a very busy day today.
Have you? Oh.
Doing all sorts of things from dawn till dusk, so
Could you?
I'm glad the day's over.
Tired, are you? Clint, could you give it a quick massage while
I am
I'm
under the
talking
desk,
to
yeah.
the other lot here?
Excellent.
Yeah. Carmen, how are you? It's giving a massage. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you all right, Carmen?
Yeah, fabulous. How are you?
Where have you been? I noticed you're all wearing green. Is this in
Did you not get the
anticipation
email?
of St. Patrick's Day, is it?
That's correct.
Yeah.
We're all supposed to be wearing the same colour tonight.
Didn't you get the
I
email?
was out to wear green. Oh, well, green goes nicely with yellow, doesn't it? The massage, please. We were doing other things. And so, what's been happening with you, did I say? Did I
Not
ask?
much. Just been working a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Nothing much?
Drinking a lot.
No? You've been doing aerobics?
Oz style, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oz style. Is
Yeah.
that what you do?
Yeah, aerobics Oz style.
Oz style, is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a very handsome man on the other side. We've got Darryl. Hello, Darryl.
Hello, how
How
are
are
you,
you?
Max? This is the first time I've ever got to be on with you, so I'm glad to be here.
We've
Thanks.
never been on together.
No, we haven't been on
I
together.
should tell you that. We've never been on together.
Not what I've heard.
Never. I don't care what the rumours are saying, we've never been on together.
I was waiting for my own massage under the table.
No, I'm sorry, Carmen's here for
yeah.
that. And if you could just rub my shoulders as I do this, as I do the first letter. Anyway, it's lovely to have you here. I'm going to read the letter now. Right. Dear Sweet and Sour, I think this is an odd situation. My boyfriend of 7 years lives in the suburb. No, that's not the one.
Wrong letter, Max.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I've got the wrong one. I'll be with you now. Dear Sweet and Sour guests, I always believed intelligence to some degree is inherited. I believe that. That is, smart parents make smart kids. I'm sure a lot of environmental factors come into play as well, and it stands to reason that clever parents will expose their children to a range of interests and stimuli that will promote deeper thinking and better develop cognitive skills. Bit of a wank of these people, you know.
I was going to say.
Both my wife and I have tertiary degrees. Oh, really? Your name's not Hyacinth Bouquet, is it really? I have an MBA and my wife has a PhD in chemistry, and 2 of our children follow that pattern. My middle daughter, however, bucks the trend. Not only is she not interested in progressive thinking, she's entirely self-absorbed and totally annoying. Well, it would be. She hasn't got a degree. She's one of those young and pretty 22-year-old girls who talks incessantly about herself and her things and herself and her clothes and herself and her boyfriends and herself and herself and herself. I love her immensely, no you don't, and occasionally have a giggle about her, but she's just nothing like the rest of the family. Maybe she's not yours. I'm sure she's capable of greater thinking, but I'm here at my wit's end trying to foster some glimmer of intellectual thought in her. And I find myself writing to your panel for advice. You've come to the right place. Frankly, I don't believe I'm doing this. What do we do here to turn this 20-year-old into one of life's contributors rather than someone who has other eyes rolling every time she opens her mouth? They come from Anthony of La Perouse, New South Wales. Clinton, you'll solve this problem without any difficulty.
Without any hesitation, Max, I've got 2 words for this letter, actually. Who cares? Who cares, mate, about your degrees? Who cares about your wife's degrees? You're saying that you want her to contribute to society and not turning to someone that's rolling their eyes. I'm rolling my eyes at you, mate. Just, what an idiot. What an absolute moron this guy is. I reckon your daughter sounds fun. I'd actually want to go and have a drink with her rather than you and your boring wife and your other 2 boring kids, to be honest. Yeah. She sounds fun. Who cares? You don't need a degree in this life to really get anywhere or to contribute to society.
I think maybe the wife and the children, they might not be boring, but he's boring.
He's boring.
The one boring.
He is boring. Anthony, you're boring.
Stacey, what do you think?
I'd have to agree with Clinton. I think he sounds really boring, and just because they've got a degree doesn't make them better or worse than anyone else. Their daughter's 22 years old, so she's young, she's chatting about what's going on in her life, and she could be chatting about far worse things than going out with her friends and her fashion and her boyfriend, so they should be glad. And I said even there, at least they know what's going on.
Absolutely. Here we are with a panel of underachievers, and yet look, we're on television.
Well,
So you don't have to do that. Isn't that amazing?
Ignore me.
Carmen.
I can totally relate to this girl's situation.
Yes.
This is me, my family. I'm the middle child, the crazy one, and as soon as I go to a family gathering, my family know when I arrive, just put it that way. So I just think they need to harness
You're
in.
noisy.
Can be noisy.
Yeah.
I'm normally quite quiet though.
Yeah, really?
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I just think they should harness on an energy and make it a positive rather than actually make it a negative.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Good thinking. Darryl.
Yeah, I sympathise
Last
with...
word of wisdom.
I think I sympathise with Carmen because from your perspective, it's really going to stand out that she's not degree-oriented. You know, it's really obvious to you, and it's something that you talk about a lot. I think you're lacking to notice the fact that if she spends time talking about her boyfriends, that's somebody other than herself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that her friends, or she's just talking about what she's interested in, and fair go. Let's cut her a bit of slack.
It takes all kinds to make a world. Let's face it. It takes all kinds to make. We can't all be academics, not all of us. Otherwise, who would clean the streets? Who would sweep up after us? I mean, who would do the gardens? Who would do everything? It takes everyone. Each one is an individual. And I think you have the problem, Mr. Anthony of La Perouse. You do. We'll be back very shortly.
I said that, copycat.
Yeah, it's great.
Copycat.
Thank you for joining us again here on Sweet and Sour. I hope you have joined us. I mean, it could be out there in television land, there's nobody there. We're sitting talking to ourselves. Anyway, one of the good things, why not get a letter to us? One of these kind of letters that you just heard. And if you want to get a letter to us, email us at letters@sweetandsour.net.au. or visit our website, which is sweetandsour.net.au, or find us on Facebook, facebook.com/sweetandsour, or tweet us on Sweet and Sour TV. That's all you have to do. Get your letter in. Now, if you have a letter read out on the show, I promise you, you will receive a movie pass to the second best Marigold Hotel. It's a wonderful movie. I saw the first one. It was fantastic. So if you're 85 or 90 or so and you enjoy that film, that is great. And it's sponsored by Natalie Cameron at NRC Communications. We thank you for that, Natalie. And we're now going to read our second letter to you right away. Dear Sweet and Sour, I think this is an odd situation. My boyfriend of 7 years lives in the next suburb. We have lived together for 3 years, but they've gone for 7 years, that's right, but moved apart more than 3 years ago when he purchased his own home. We had planned to move back in with one another, but found that our relationship became stronger by living apart. Now, after all this time, I have pressures from my family and friends that it's time to move the relationship along and either get married or move back in together. Neither one of us is opposed to getting married. We don't need to, but we don't have any strong objections to doing it. I love him plenty, and he me, but I don't want to live with him. We spend some nights at one another's home, sleep over regularly, we holiday together, visit friends and family together, and we are planning a family together. Eventually. But in all of this, neither of us wants to live permanently with one another. I run my own business from home, and should I fall pregnant and have a baby, I'll employ a full-time nanny, so that's not an issue either. The external pressures, however, make me feel uneasy. My parents are traditionally minded, as are his, and I'm quite amazed that our friends can't quite pigeonhole us with any degree of comfort. What is so wrong with living apart? We're both financial enough to do so. Is moving in with one another the natural progression that we shouldn't fight? Why can't we stay as we are and progress our relationship? That's Brenda of Mount Waverley, Victoria. Oh dear, dear, dear. Stacey. Is it?
No.
No, it's not. It's Darryl. Come on, Darryl.
Well,
This is Darryl. This is my brother, Darryl.
And
This
my
is
other
my
brother, Darryl.
Gazza for short.
I think that when you can't come up with a reason why you shouldn't do it, then that's probably a good reason to go ahead with it. If things that would normally come in your mind and block you from going ahead and living together, and those things just aren't there, then maybe the way that you're living is right. Maybe what you do need is keep the space. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have a problem with it, especially if she's financial enough to do so. So more power to you. I don't.
What would happen with their children? Your dad lives in another house, but we love each other.
I don't think that's any different than today. Many families are separated like that, and they complement each other and work well together. So
A lot of them don't. Of course, a lot of them live far away from each other.
yes,
And the other one comes round and annoys them and beats them to the
let's hope that's not Brenda's case. But anyway,
Carmen!
I actually think it's a great situation because she doesn't actually have to clean up after her husband. And
That's very deep. That's important. You've thought that one out. You've really thought that out, Carmen. She doesn't have to clean up.
exactly, and it's like it would be a bit of a fun thing. I think if you could sit there and go, well, whose house we're having kitchen dinner at tonight? Be like, your house is messy. Let's use my kitchen.
Wow. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, here you are. I didn't think that would elicit such wonderful responses. Stacey.
Well, the first thing I'd like to say to Brenda is do what you want. It's your decision. It's not about what others think, and basically who cares what they think. So, sorry, I've just lost my place here. So
Just make
you
it
may,
up.
or you may have found the secret
it
to a
up.
happy relationship, and if you want to live independently, that's great. Then you can go to one another's houses. You could cook at his house, especially if you're cooking something messy. And then he could come back to your house and you could get takeaway. So you don't have to clean up after another person.
I can't
No one's
figure
gonna
you're not taking this seriously.
I am
Carmen.
taking it
I mean,
seriously.
do you mean to say they should get married and do that, or not get married and just live as they
I think
are?
they should do what they like. It doesn't matter. It's just because tradition is saying, oh, you have to get married and live together and have children.
So
They should do whatever they want to
The fact that
do.
they eventually have children, does that not alter the situation slightly?
Well, they could also be a couple that got together and then hated each other's guts. And then you're off to, the kids are off to dad's house or off to mum's house.
Hate each other's guts, they're just living apart as well.
Well, that's right. Well, they could. But if they were married and then separated and hated each other, then you might have the mother or the father bagging the other parent. In this case, you won't, because they'll all be one big happy family.
I'm looking to you, Clinton, for some
Just put a
perspective
full
on
stop
this.
on it. Look, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's probably as simply as I can put it for Brenda. A few things do concern me, though, in terms of having a baby and just thinking you can hire a nanny to look after the baby. Maybe not the best idea. I don't
Not a
think
puppy.
that she's ever had. It's not a puppy, it's not a pet. So, look, if you are thinking about having a baby, Brenda, I'd probably move in first then. That would be a natural progression, I think. But, yeah, look, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If it works for you guys, don't let anyone else, your family, your friends, tell you what you should or shouldn't do. You just got to do what's right for yourself.
I agree with that. I agree that you should do what's right for yourself. However, I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and I feel if you're going to get married, live together. If you don't want to if you don't want to live together, don't get married. Just simple as that. Otherwise, go for your life. We'll be back.
I always remember in my 20s as doing singing telegrams, a gorillagram, a fairygram, and once Superman, only once. But I tell you what, to me, that was sweet and sour.
Hi, and welcome back to Sweet and Sour with our wonderful panel here to read our very last letter for you now, which I'm going to do. Let me put my glasses on. And it's a very interesting letter, this one. Hi, Sweet and Sour. What sort of world are we living in nowadays? I bump into so many faces. Oh, they bump into faces, not to bodies. I bump into so many faces that I used to know, but not as soul brothers, to stop and say hello. Most of the time, I notice these previous acquaintances doing their best to avoid any chance of eye contact as they pass by. My new strategy is to look straight at them and they smile, and if they dare happen to look at me, they have no choice but to smile back. But even then, if they do smile, it's that awkward quick glance and then they just keep walking, putting their head down very quickly. Are we breeding a society of antisocial, isolated robots? Is this that as a city grows, its people become cold towards one another? What is going on here, please? Why is it happening? And I don't know if it's not happening universally, or is it just me? Leslie, Mile End, South Australia. Well, I don't know. Stacey, you all know.
I do know. I think everybody, of course. I think everybody's very busy and focused these days because we live in a busy society. So you might be on a mission down at the shops to quickly get in and out and get something, and you see someone you knew 100 years ago and you don't really want to sit and do small talk or do the old, hi, how you going, what have you been up to when you haven't seen them for 20 years, because you really don't even care what they've been up to. If they were one of your good friends, you'd see them regularly. Otherwise, it might be a hi, how's it going, and keep walking. But no one's going to sit there and have a big chitty chat with someone they don't even see and don't even care what they've been doing. It's my opinion.
Is that what you feel? That's a bit thoroughly unpleasant.
Well, I mean, I smile at people, but, I smile and go, hi, how's it going? But I'm not going to sit there and, hi, what have you been up to?
I smile. I have to say hello to everyone that I see. If they say hello to me, I think, oh, that's nice. I'll say hello to them.
Yeah, you do the hi, how's it going?
Yeah.
But you don't have to sit there
When
and have
you've
a
been
big chit-chat to
you
them.
have to walk the room all the time.
I'm not a politician,
No, you're
thank
not.
God.
That's right. Well, there you are. Clinton, what about you?
Look, I do sympathise with Leslie a little bit because, I mean, I'm a friendly person. I like being sociable and whatever. But like Stacey said, I mean, you literally just can't nowadays stop and say hello to everybody because you are so busy.
You can say hello. You don't have to have a big long dialogue.
I think that's true. I think Leslie's wanting a bit more. I think he or she is what they're wanting, the big conversation. No one can give you that nowadays. Chitty chat. I mean, we've got Facebook, Twitter. I mean, everyone knows what everyone's up to all the time anyway, so it's not as if you really need to do it constantly. I mean, it would take you an hour to get a bowl of milk from the shops if you had a conversation with every single person you ran into. Yeah, but I do agree. I think society is getting a little bit colder towards one another, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But that probably is just the way of the world, really.
I must be different because I'm not colder to anybody. I do talk to people in the shops. People say hello and they ask me the same question all the time and I patiently answer the same answer. You know, I won't tell you what that is, but they do. And I just think it's nice. They go away and say, oh, Max Kay spoke to me. That's very nice, you know, and I think I feel good as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about you two. Now, I'm talking about you, Carmen.
I just think
Ruthless.
Ruthless, yeah.
First of all, it's actually quite rude to start off with. I always have time of day for everyone. I always say hi to everyone all the
Good
time.
girl.
And,
I knew that.
and it's just
making
nice
that
to
up.
be just polite, even just hi. But I have to ask a question. Do you actually know these people? You have to.
That's right.
You can be a psycho,
Yeah.
but just to make sure that you actually know
You
them.
think she's assuming friendship, but there was none anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's possible.
A whole different way of looking at it. But you have to also ask yourself as well, you don't really need to go and ask people how they're going all the time because you've got Facebook now, so you can always see what people are up to and just like you said,
I
Clinton.
think that's a no-no. You mean there'll be no personal contact?
Oh,
We'll all
yeah,
block-
definitely. I'll definitely say
I'll tell you
hello.
something. My grandchildren sit together on a couch when we have a family gathering, and they're all on the iPad, on the phone, and they're talking to each other.
Yeah, that's what we do at our house.
They're sitting together. Couldn't they just say what they want to say? No, they've got to do it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you're perpetrating,
No, we don't.
perpetrating perpetuating that syndrome.
No, he's still obviously speaking to them, not being nasty, but like Clinton said, if you have to stop and say hello and have a full-on conversation, then if with these awkward people and it's awkward for them, obviously, what do you say afterwards? Oh, so we're going to catch up soon for a drink? When you know you don't want to go and catch up for a drink.
know you
It's
gotta
just
kill
small
yourself and
talk and
catch up for a
awkward.
drink.
I just think she just wants them to be friendly and say hi.
She might be a stalker who's been blocked
I
from their Facebook
think that's
page.
more the case, to
I
be
do
honest.
think she needs new deodorant.
I don't actually
that
think she knows the people.
Yeah, she's got a problem. Listen, now, let me talk to friendly Darryl, because he's a friendly man.
I heard a wise person, a sagely person once say that,
Sagely.
yeah, the only consistent thing between you and all your shit relationships is likely you, Leslie. If you're the kind of person who's going to
You've got
up the
one
ante,
vein.
if things haven't been working out for you and you've noticed how people have become colder and colder, and your new strategy is to look them straight in the eye and
Okay,
make
so
sure they
something.
smile or fold in misery and
just
bow
natural.
in domination to you, I think you've got problems. So I would probably not want to talk to you either.
Darryl,
I didn't
you've
expect
fallen
it
in
to
my
say-
estimation. I just thought, there's a
That is
friendly
really
guy.
I thought
nice.
it was going to be so nice.
Did I as well?
Oh, we've read you all wrong, mate.
Was that? Oh, well, there you go. Leslie,
The
you
other-
brought the best out
Darryl, I
of me.
just have to say, you're a bastard.
Well, the other fun thing to do is to bail people up when they try and ignore you.
Yeah, well,
Just
just
to make
go
you
out and
feel
hug
really
someone.
uncomfortable.
God almighty. Let me, okay, this is, whoever, I want the best letter now from all you people. Who's the best letter here? Best letter? Now, give me the best letter.
Oh, probably this one.
This one?
She
Three.
sucks.
You?
Definitely this one.
Three.
So
You, three.
Poor
She
Leslie,
needs a
three.
pair because she's got no friends.
She's got no
needs it.
friends, so she can go to the
Right.
movies.
All right.
Yeah, cover those eyes.
Leslie, you're going to win a pair of sunglasses. That's what you get. A pair of sunglasses, and that is from Aussie Optical. Beautiful sunglasses. Aussie Optical don't sell any rubbish. And it's great. That's because you have the winning letter. It's really fantastic. Thank you so much all for joining me. Clinton, been a pleasure.
Thank you, mate. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to be on again.
Nice seeing you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, mate.
Stacey,
Lovely to see you again, of
miserable
course.
tonight you were.
Thank you. I was just emulating your personality, Matt.
Totally, totally miserable.
I was just being honest. I just said what everybody else was thinking.
Oh, yes. Carmen, happy. Always
thank
happy.
you, Max.
Always happy.
It's a pleasure to see you again too.
And Darren, a complete disappointment.
Oh, thank you very much. It was great to be here.
Good to see you. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope you'll come back again and see us on Sweet and Sour. Bye for now.
Yeah, we'll keep talking.
I lost my spot off my drink. My co-star took a drink.